I gotta back up. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. There's nothing to be nervous.
First of all, welcome. Thank you for clicking on this video. I'm not exactly sure where to look. If I should look here or here. Not sure, but I'm gonna try this one. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about my personal belief as to why genetics, good genetics, don't matter when it comes to hair. Specifically, because what I'm working with, natural hair. And the reason is because I was watching this video recently on YouTube. I personally forgot what the video was. I forgot what the video was about. It was about hair, but I went down to the comment section and there were so many women talking about how it was that girl's genetics. Like it's all about genetics. That's why she has the kind of hair that she has. That's why her hair was long. And I guess I thought we were past that. I guess I thought we moved beyond the question of if genetics matters so much. I'm here to say it doesn't. Genetics does not matter nearly as much. It's not as important as we think it is. It doesn't play as nearly as big of a role as actually caring properly for your hair does. Just to be clear, I don't want to come off as dismissive or condescending. The opposite of empathetic. Apathetic, maybe? I don't know. But I don't want to come off as that. I want more than anything for this video to be encouraging. Some people just need to hear that it doesn't matter. There have been so many people over the course of the natural hair community from its start that have believed personally that they didn't win the genetic lottery, you know, and that's their own personal belief, whether it came to the texture of their hair, how their hair curled, or the growth rate of their hair. There are plenty of women over this decade that have believed that they didn't win the genetic lottery or weren't deemed God's favorite, right? And still have hair that is healthy, that is shiny, that is thick and full, that is, if it's your goal, long. Doesn't matter how fast your hair grows, how slow your hair grows. If you have healthy hair and healthy hair care practices, your hair is going to grow and retain length regardless. Okay, over the years, actually, I want you to guess real quick how long you think I've been wearing my hair in its naturally curly state. 8 years. Coming up on 8 years. In the same year, this was my hair in 2022, last year, 2022, February 3rd. Blown out, all that, right? This is my hair in that same year of 2022, blown out in April 21st. Can you spot the difference? Because I can spot the difference. And to me, this shows that I'm not tooting my horn. Please do not take this the wrong way. I'm not tooting my horn. This to me shows that my hair grows at a relatively fast rate. The average hair growth rate is ½ an inch a month. And so, if genetics mattered so much, if genetics even mattered 50%, you know, out of 100 of all the things that contribute to hair growth and hair length retention, then I would have at least reached my goal of waist length hair at least once in these past 8 years that I've been natural. But I haven't reached it, not once. The furthest I ever got was mid-back length. And I'll tell you what, the only time I have ever seen my hair retain the length that it's grown is when I was taking care of my hair, when I was doing everything that I knew I needed to do in order to ensure the integrity and health of my hair. And every time I was lazy, and not lazy in the right way, lazy in the bad way, and every time I was over manipulating my hair, every time I was putting heat on my hair, every time that I experienced breakage, every time I experienced a significant amount of single strand knots, split ends.
Are you done? Are you done?
Every single time was when I was doing things to my hair, doing things mechanically, doing things to my hair that were not serving me, that were not beneficial. But I'm gonna take the focus off of me because again, I don't want to seem like uppity and blah blah blah. She's bragging about. I'm not trying to. No. So I'm gonna take this actually and put the light on Lisette. Lisette is mixed or biracial. Now, there are some people who believe that that matters a whole lot, and there are some people who believe that that doesn't matter as much. I'm on the side of I don't believe that it matters as much as some others do. Oh, but here's the thing. If you're someone that believes that someone's ethnicity or racial background does play a major role in the overall health and length and growth rate of their hair, then this is actually going to drive the point home even further, because even though Lisette is biracial or mixed, from when I was watching her hair in the beginning, when I first started watching her hair was getting longer. Like it was, because it didn't quite touch her shoulders in the beginning just yet when she would wear her wash and go. But after a few years went on and her wash and go was sitting longer and it was up against her shoulder, that was when I started to notice for quite a few years that her hair kind of was stunted. Like the growth and length of her hair was kind of stunted. I thought that it was the bleach in her hair. I thought that it was because she bleached her hair, her hair blonde, and that was causing her to have a stunted growth issue. I know that there are the anomalies, okay? There are definitely the anomalies, people that can fry, dye, and lay their hair to the side, who still have long, healthy, shiny, thick, all of that, right? Their hair, it's amazing. But I'm not talking about the anomalies. I'm not talking about the people who can get away with doing anything to their hair. I'm not talking about the anomalies. I'm talking about us, regular people, us. Bringing it back to Lisette, I think that right before I kind of stopped watching her, she had realized that she needed to get rid of her bleached hair and start just caring for her natural, like, virgin hair, right? And then we fast forward a few years later, and now her hair is incredibly long. The curls are popping, her hair is shiny, her hair looks thick and full, and now the length is there. But guess what's not there? The blonde. The blonde is not there. Her blonde hair isn't there. Again, if you're someone that believes that the genetics is all that matters, genetics, why didn't Lisette have hair all the way to her tailbone when it was bleached? But as soon as she got rid of the bleached hair, I'm just saying. I actually also want to talk about, I'm going to try and keep it brief, women who think that your hair type matters, which again is a part of genetics. Your genetics determine how your hair grows out of your scalp, okay? I want to talk to y'all too, because there are people who either do or don't have type 4 hair that believe that type 4 hair is frail and fragile and fickle, and it's not. It's not. It's really not. And some of y'all may be thinking, well, you don't have type 4 hair, so how can you say? I can say it because there are too many women with type 4 hair that have beautiful, long, resilient, shiny, thick, full heads of hair down their backs, hair to their kneecaps, and they're type 4. Meanwhile, here I am, type 3, and I'm just now reaching, after this past setback that I've had, bra strap length. So, genetics, it does not matter as much as we think it does. It doesn't, okay? It doesn't. I'm sorry to tell you, but it doesn't. And I really hope that you believe me.
Not to mention, but how offensive and disrespectful would it be for somebody to assume that your hair is where it is because of your genetics? Like, when I finally get my hair to my hair goals, I would be so offended if somebody came up to me and was like, oh, are you mixed? Like, step back, because you're about to get hit. Blaming somebody's hair on genetics fully negates the fact that they were patient, that they researched, that they put time and money into their hair care, into learning how to take care of their hair. That is incredibly rude.
But I digress. The point that I'm trying to make is, for the people that think that your curl pattern matters, there were type 3 girls on YouTube who were always doing wash and goes, right? Wash and goes were for type 3 hair, right? Wash and goes weren't for, this is back in the day. Wash and goes weren't for type 4 hair. That's what type 4 girls would say. And some type 3 girls, that's what they would say. While the type 3 girls were wearing their wash and goes on YouTube and always experimenting with different products and always manipulating their hair, and they'd still reach their growth or length retention goals. They'd still reach them. Being a type 3 girl, to being a part of that, I couldn't do the wash and goes. I couldn't. When I would do wash and goes and wash day would come up, I would walk into wash day with matted, tangled hair, single strand knots out the wazoo like it was nobody's business. It would be dry, flaky, scalp is on 10. I couldn't do it. But I'm supposed to be a type 3 girl, right? Right? Wrong. That's why the hair typing system does not matter. Because what did help me was what the type 4 girls were doing, which were protective styles, low manipulation styles. That's why you see it. That's why I'm wearing this now. That's why I've been wearing this same hairstyle since September, August. I've been wearing the same style. And my hair has benefited greatly from that. Now, I'm not saying that type 4 hair always needs to be put up. I'm saying do what works for you, because what worked for the other type 3 girls on YouTube did not work for me. I picked and borrowed from what I could from type 4 girls. You know, I couldn't always use the same products. Sometimes they were too heavy for my hair, but that has less to do with the curl pattern and more to do with I have medium to fine strands. The point is, I just hope that this video can be helpful and encouraging to someone, to anyone, because if you're feeling discouraged and you're thinking that you're the only person that has been on your hair journey for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years and you still aren't seeing the progress that you want, and I'm not talking about just length, I'm talking about you're not seeing the health of your hair improve, I guarantee you that it is something you're doing mechanically to your hair than your genetics failing you. I can almost guarantee it. I'm speaking from 8 years of personal experience, being lazy with my regimen when I wasn't forgetting to or choosing not to altogether, deep condition, when I was giving myself a trim when I needed a trim and not giving myself a trim when I didn't need a trim. When I'm doing everything right, my hair retains length. That's just period. It retains length. When I'm not, the moment I'm not doing what I know I should do with my hair, that's when I experience breakage. That's when I experience a growth plateau. That's when I experience reverse growth, okay? She just breaking. Figure out, it's gonna take time, and it may involve trial and error. I really hope that it doesn't involve the error part, but it may involve trial and error. You have to figure out what works for your hair. You have to figure out how to properly moisturize your hair. You have to figure out what styles your hair agrees with and what styles your hair doesn't agree with. Some people can get away with washing their hair once every 3 months. I can't do that. Maybe you can't do that. Some people can get away with wearing wigs. I can't do that. Maybe you can. Some people can get away with wearing box braids and knotless braids and the soft locks. Some people can get away with wearing those and their hair grows and retains length. I can't do that. So you have to figure out what works for your hair and stop trying to figure out what works for everybody else's hair. That's my rant. That's all I have to say. So with all of that being said, I hope you have a good morning, noon, and night, and I'll see you. Bye-bye.